Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about the second part of the potential impacts of Hurricane Lee and what it will do before it actually makes landfall. So here we are currently looking at the animation, or I guess the frame by frame of Hurricane Lee, and you can definitely see on the first few frames here it is perfect, or at least kind of perfect. Eye wall is kind of slowly decreasing in intensity. And if we go ahead and just skip forward a few frames, or I guess it actually just started, you could see how the eye wall gets larger, it's breaking up, and all of that. So if we go ahead and zoom out here, and zoom in to this little sector right here onto the map, or I guess satellite, you can actually see, even from the wide view here, that this is a very, I guess, this is not looking how it used to be. And the first little areas, I guess bands of, there we go, the first few bands up here are actually beginning to touch the land, which could cause rain, flooding, and all that. So now next on to your, tropical tidbits. Actually, I meant the the track, or at least the expected track by weather models. So it is looking perfect. It looks like only the outer bands will hit, maybe some rip currents, life-threatening rip currents will happen, but the main area, it'll make landfall exactly over here near Newfoundland and all those areas, instead of actually in the United States. So you can see the United States over there. I'm pretty sure that is Maine. Yeah, that is Maine. And you could see it kind of goes into the Canada area, into the, I'm pretty sure that's Ontario area. So expect a few rip currents possible. If we go over here to the wider scale, it looks like it's going to take a turn, but it'll probably die out before it even gets past land. But if it actually does stay, it'll keep going until it finally dies out into these extremely colder waters up here near Iceland and Greenland. Here was the recon taken by a Hurricane Hunter plane here. I'm pretty sure that's what you call it. I don't know if this is actually a Hurricane Hunter plane or what. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure that's what they all call it. But if we go here and look up here, I'm pretty sure that is winds. Yes, wind speeds, peak 10-second average flight level winds in knots. So you can see how on the outer bands here, especially near the top right outer bands, you could definitely see it's like a triangle shape. This is the highest winds up here, 64 to 80, maybe even 100 knot winds. If you go over here to the bottom left area, you can definitely see those winds, and you can see in the eye of the storm where measurements were actually it looks like stopped on here, or at least the plane is still in the air. But you can see closer to the eye wall, it gets lower and lower all the way up here until 30 knots, which is very low wind speeds for a hurricane of this intensity. Here's a more, I guess, complicated look at this recon aircraft observation. So you can see the rain rate spikes over here, and then it slowly just goes down as the surface wind is, I guess, the most important area of this here. And then you can see the pressure. I'm pretty sure that pressure dip and that increases actually when they enter near the eye wall. So you can definitely see the dips in here. So I'm pretty sure that is when they approach the eye where the pressure, into the eye where the pressure is actually lower. And the flight level winds and flight level temperatures, of course, are not, I guess, as important, since this is not going to really impact as a tornadic storm. But we still have to keep an eye on it for future developments. So if we go ahead and look here at the absolute overview of this storm, it still will impact some portions of Maine, but most tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings are currently posted, out of the main area of the United States. Though tropical storm force winds will likely increase the probability for, broken limbs and trees and wind damage, but it all the way down here to Connecticut, it looks like we are getting most of those tropical storm watches and warnings. And then, tropical storm warnings, and then in the middle, I guess on the sides of this bullseye or cone of uncertainty, we have the tropical storm and hurricane watches in effect. And also for Bermuda, you guys are under a tropical storm warning. Now Bermuda, you guys are only being impacted by tropical storm force winds, and I'm expecting the hurricane wind field to actually decrease in size as it does weaken before making impact as a potential tropical cyclone. Here's the rainfall potential. So it looks like main areas of the United States are not getting much based on the QPF, unlike some areas, maybe even islands down here near Nantucket, just south of there, where you guys are getting 15 inches of rain. Here's the flash flooding potential. I thought it would be a moderate, but no, it is currently a slight risk. This includes Holton in Maine, and 1 to 3 feet storm surge is possible. Hopefully you guys like this video. I'll see you next time in the next live stream or video. Goodbye.